You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hello, this is Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, there are these things that makes official. Welcome to the big show. As always, the Chris Voss Show is a family that loves you. I mean, what better family can you have where everybody in that family loves you and thinks you're awesome because you're here trying to improve the quality of your life and make your lives better. No matter where you are in your tier of life or ladder of life or journey of life, we have all the amazing authors and people with great stories and their overcoming of different cathartic times that can share with you wonderful things that can uplift you, improve your life. And you never know, you may fall into some of the holes all of us tend to fall into in life, and you'll be like, hey, I remember there was that guy on the Chris Voss Show, and he told me a great way to get out of this mess I made. So self-accountability usually is the first step, my ladies and gentlemen. So go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss. Take accountability. Go to linkedin.com/Chris Voss, facebook.com/Chris Voss, and all those crazy places on the internet. The opinions expressed by guests on the podcast are solely their own and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the host or the Chris Voss Show. Some guests of the show may be advertising on the podcast, but it is not an endorsement or review of any kind. Today's featured author comes to us from bookstolifemarketing.co.uk. With expert publishing to strategic marketing, they help authors reach their audience and maximize their book success. Today we have an amazing young man on the show. We're going to be talking about his book and his story and get into some of the fun things he's done with many of the novels that he's written. We have on the show the book called Rainy Faces, out September 12th, 2006. We'll be talking about his other books as well. Eralides Cabrera is on the show. Eralides Cabrera is on the show. Eralides, did I get close there?
Yeah, that's good.
He's on the show with us today. We're going to be talking about his book and everything else. He asked me to call him Eric, but I want to make sure people know how to find him on the show. So you can Google that as well, and there'll be a link for it on the Chris Voss Show as well. He is an attorney who practices law in the state of New Jersey, a former naval officer. He has written numerous romance and adventure novels that take place mostly in the eastern United States. Even if you're not a motorcycle rider, this story will leave you spellbound. Welcome to the show, Eric. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I am doing good. Evidently, you're right next to a motorcycle clinic, too, as well there.
Yeah.
Or the road. Give us any .coms. Where do you want people to find out more about you on the interwebs?
Well, about the story, it's, I thought I would like to, I wanted to create a story that dealt with motorcycle rides. For the most part, I don't ride, but I do have a thing about motorcycles. I think that they kind of have gotten a bad rap. When you hear about motorcycle run, everybody thinks that here comes a gang or here comes low lives. It's not like that at all. The motorcycle groups began to arise around after World War II. Most of them were folks that had fought in the war, and they had this passion for. Had people driving tanks, and then all of a sudden they didn't have anything to drive, so they chose motorcycles, and that's how they were born. And they grew up. You have some pretty nice motorcycle clubs out there that do nice things for people. So yeah. I thought it would be a good idea, to portray them in a novel as I did.
Yeah.
Basically the story is it wraps around a little bit of terror, horror, when there's a group of bad guys and girls that joins the run. And so there's a little bit of drama there. They come from central New Jersey, and they have that particular group had a history of unresolved crimes in the family, which as you read along, you'll find out why those crimes were never resolved. They joined the Ron, which is the Ron is the baby of Ron Mason, a writer from Boston, who wanted to to create the biggest run to Daytona Beach ever. So he was able to gather a little bit over 120 writers that he picked up all the way down from Boston to Delaware in Pennsylvania, and then they went straight down 95 to Daytona. Uh,
Mhm.
some interesting things happened on the way. There was a situation of some writers disappearing in the middle of the night and never finding a trace of their bodies or things like that. So there's a little bit of horror in there, but there's a nice love story that comes along, and it happens when the name is Kenny O'Gara. He is he's a farmer, and but he's also a motorcycle builder, and
Mhm.
he's an excellent one at that, and he's a man of God, and you know falls in love with one girl who's a member of this group called the Lost Souls. So it was not welcome. He was not welcome in that particular group because he was very religious.
Mhm.
But as they say, love can do miracles. So
Love
he,
can do miracles.
he and his girlfriend fought right along almost till the end of the ride to be together. The person that ran that particular group was Margaret McCarter, who had been known for being involved in in certain crimes that popped up through the years. And so she didn't want him, and he, of course, wanted Robin, who is the girl that he was in love with. Eventually, they got what they wanted. The adventure unfolded, and they tried to impose on the run. I think the intention of the Lost Souls was to make sure that the run never ended, that it was that it would be dissipated. The people would run off, riders would run off because of the danger and because of the unsolved crimes. But it did happen, and the story has a nice ending. Robin, the girl, comes from Cape May in New Jersey, which is probably if you don't know New Jersey, it's the last exit on the state parkway. Some people call it exit zero because that's the end. After that comes Delaware, and that's where Cape May is located, and it's full of history of the times of the Revolution, the American Revolution, and that's to at the end, the couple decides to settle in Cape May, where she was raised and where her mother still lives. Her father is a mystery. Her father remains a mystery throughout the story because he was a writer that was involved with Margaret McCarter, who of course was the bad girl in the group, and that was that was unfortunately had not a very good ending. He ended up he disappeared in one run, and never found out what happened with his who killed him or but amazingly he was the father of Robin, and and she was adopted by Helen McManus, who was a nice lady from the Central Jersey area, but took her away and raised her in Cape May. The novel has a good ending.
Mhm.
It's strong in emotions and it was simple to read.
Mm.
No, yeah, very simple to read.
Does it? I know that from your era there, post World War II, there was the Hell's Angels that kind of rose and stuff.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on? Does it kind of fall along those same sort of lines? I mean, there was kind of a classic sort of. What would you say about it? There's kind of a classic look to that, a classic time, sort of romantic period to that Hell's Angels sort of thing. I remember when I was a kid, I would see them, go down the road in California and their bikes and looking leathery and badass,
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I think they at the beginning. I remember myself when I was a kid. I think most kids who like to ride wanted to be a Hells Angels member, but the years passed, and I think that they have had some. They built up a bad reputation. I do remember I don't know if you. I guess
Yeah.
you remember Woodstock. The Hells Angels were providing security at Woodstock.
Yeah, for the Rolling Stones. I remember that. I
And
remember that.
so, but there are many motorcycle groups, especially in this area in the eastern United States, that do very nice things for people.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
when they do a run, it's for the benefit of something, it's a good cause.
There
And
you go.
so it's fun. It's not all about killing someone or stealing or taking drugs. It's just about the ride. That
Mhm.
feeling of riding on a breezy day. It's that's unequal.
Mhm. Yeah. People love it. My friends that love to ride, they love to ride. So there's that. They love the wind going through their hair. So God bless them. Now you've written a lot of other books. How many books have you written total?
Somewhere around 17, I believe. Yeah,
Wow. So over the course of how many years?
probably 25 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So now you've been an attorney this whole time. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're kind of an attorney and stuff. What got you into writing? How did you start out writing, and when did you kind of start publishing? You're kind of like, hey, I think I have a knack for this. I want to take and make it work. Yada yada yada.
I always wrote since I was a kid. In high school, I wrote for the newspaper, and thereafter, when I was in the Navy, I also wrote for the. We had two manuals that were published every month, I think, and I always contributed an article. It was about legalese
Hmm.
stuff. So being an attorney, it's a hard career, especially doing what I do. I do a lot of litigation and immigration. I don't do any civil law or matrimonial, nothing like that. I only do immigration and some criminal.
Hmm.
So it's hard. You have to work hard these days. Those fields are very, very difficult
Hmm.
these days.
And so you started publishing books, and you like pretty much the novel genre. Is there any other genres? I think mystery, and I think you mentioned romance, maybe a little.
Most of them are romance. I've written. I think Lost Generation is probably one of my best,
Hmm.
and I have after that I got into writing love stories. For some reason, they come out easy from
Hmm.
me. I don't know what it is about that. I don't need to search for the words too long. It just comes out of me. It pours out at times. I'm glad I did it. I love it. I like writing novels, and and nothing's going to change that.
Yeah, nothing's going to change that. So the now, so what do you think influenced your ability to write, your writing skills there? What do you feel like, basically, I mean, was there anything in your childhood that, you were encouraged to write, or somehow you just kind of found it?
I think in my case it comes from it's on my DNA, I believe. I think I got it from my mother. We were both the same as far as writing. We could write on the spot, if you know what I'm saying. I you don't have to think too much to put together a couple of pages, put a short story together, and that's how she was. So I think it was inevitable that the only conclusion I can make is I got it from her, because
There you go.
my father was not a writer.
Definitely not a writer, huh?
No.
So, all right. What else should we talk about? Is there on your website? Do you do any consulting, teaching, help people, learn stuff, things like that?
Yeah, well, I'm involved in a lot of pro bono work, which I do from being an attorney, that type of thing, and participate in any good cause that it comes across.
Do some of the work that you do as an attorney, does that filter into your writing and stuff like that? Where, sometimes, like we've had a lot of attorneys and detectives and police officers and people that are in the military, that have been on the show, and they go on to be novelists, and they use a lot of their stuff from their experience in the law and experience of life and war to weave into their stories, if you will. Any of that?
Yeah, well, definitely for being a lawyer, you need to be a good writer. You know,
Yeah, that's true for all those documents you guys got.
when you do appellate work, I mean that's
It's a lot of documents.
yeah, yeah. So yes, I use it. It pays off.
What's in the future works for you? Any new books you're cooking up or plot lines you're working on that you can disclose?
Yeah, I'm right now working on another novel. It's pretty well advanced. And it's a love story. It takes place right here in Central Jersey. So it's just another one more of the same. And I have a couple of thoughts about what I will do after that. I probably will hit other areas, but I like the mystery field. That's what this book is a little bit about. That is good. That's something I love to do.
What do you get back from your readers on what are the aspects they really like most about your books?
The readers mostly respond to the growth of the characters in the novel. Like for instance, I have a novel it's called Gloria's Cradle, and I get comments like, well, she came from being a little girl in the South to being a heroine at the age of 40, who was a master in changing her careers, and somehow did a little bit of stepping outside of the law, and but eventually disappeared, went to live in another country. So yes, I get comments about that, and also the use of women characters. I do that a lot. I somehow I think I get better results with a woman character in my novel than if I was using a male.
Really?
Yeah. I think I seem to understand the feminine, the female mind a little bit better than the male one.
Well, I mean, if you can write for it, I mean, I think women consume more books than men.
Yeah.
If I understand the numbers correctly. And of course, a lot of they like romance novels, they like mysteries, they like all that stuff. And so, yeah, good stuff for all that. Well, it sounds like we got everything in the can that we need to have in the can. Is there anything more you want to tease out to our audience or discuss with the audience while you're here?
No, just keep it up.
Keep it up. Yeah. Well, we expect you to do that. We'll keep up buying the books and you keep up writing them. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
There's probably no end to you know, if you've written this many books so far, you're probably going to be writing for quite some time here in the future, right?
Yes, I think so.
Well, we'll look forward to that. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show. Give us your .coms as we go out so that people can find out more about you on the interwebs.
Yes. My website is ericbooks.com.
ericbooks.com. And then let's see. Thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thanks, Eric. And thanks, your audience, for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss1 on the TikTok and all those crazy places in it. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
That does have out, man. Great show.